Hi there, everybody. Hello, this is Kim with Kim's Creations and Card Ministries, coming to you on a pre-recorded video. Today is Saturday, October the 19th, 2024. It is about 9:15 p.m. Eastern Time. I am in upstate South Carolina. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I've posted quite a few videos over the last couple of days. And I think I'd shown y'all some things and told you about some cards that I did recently for a swap at an event I attended. And I wanted to show you the process of making one of those cards tonight. I'm going to use these two stamp sets. I might pull in another stamp set, but for right now, these are the two I'm using. This Changing Leaves and the Iconic Imagery. These are both on the online exclusives. I believe this one comes with a die set and a hybrid embossing folder as well. But I think tonight I'm just going to do the stamp set. I have another design I want to do and use that hybrid embossing folder and possibly the dies, but I need to make several thank you cards. My daughter had a lot of people reach out and help her as she's been struggling through the Hurricane Helene issue and not been in her house. I think she's going to finally get to move back into her house tomorrow. So she's been in a hotel or staying with family since Helene came through just over 3 weeks ago. I think it was 3 weeks. Anyway, I know she's going to need a bunch of thank you notes, so I'm going to make these for her. And the one I had done, similar to the one I had done before, was this, where I stamped using all my stamps, and then I go cut these out and put them on the card. So this is just my first one I did. Then the one I ended up actually using, I didn't make it quite as busy. I used up all those cards. I did take a picture of the card, but it's on my phone, and I'm using my phone to record, so I'll have to post it later. So these cards are going to look a little different than the one I did for my swap, and this one. I hadn't even used this in a card yet, so I'm probably going to cut this one up and use it possibly as thank you cards too, or I might just use these as, fall cards to brighten your day kind of a thing. I think on my other one I had used a little note to brighten your day. So yeah, I may do some more with that, and they can just be fall cards to go maybe over to one of the senior centers or something. Okay, so to get started, to do this, I've gone ahead and mounted this one. Look, I mean, this stamp is huge. I went ahead and mounted it on a thing, and I mean, really, it barely fits on here. This is the size E block. I ought to go on the website and see what size they're suggesting for it, because this really just barely fits on here. I tried turning it different ways. And then this one is on a D, I believe, a D block. I can see that or not. I think it's a D. I can't see. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that says D. This one's also on a D block, so it was these 3 leaves. I'm using all 3 of these, I think. I ended up not using all 3 of them here, but I used this one like on the inside of the card. So at the very least, I'll use that on the inside of the card. I also pulled this little leaf, and it's a 2-step stamp from the Iconic Imagery. This is a neat set because it's got things for fall with the leaves. It's got the snowflake for winter. It's got a Christmas tree. It's got these other leaves that you can use for whatever time of year. It's got birthday candles. So there's a lot of things that you can use for this one. I like this Thank Grateful. I could do grateful for you. as my sentiment on these cards. I might do that, actually, instead of just thankful, just grateful for you. All right, so to get started, we just need, on this one, I just used the white, basic white. I think I'm going to try, ooh, got some dirty on my paper. Flip it over, I guess. I'm going to try using the Very Vanilla. I don't know what I have gotten on the cards, but more than likely that's not even going to show by the time I put all the ink on it. I don't know how I managed to get something on there. But yeah, I will start with the Very Vanilla, and it's a good chance I'm going to want to use my little foam mat here to help with my images. Okay, now I want to get several cards out of this. So there's a way you can do this. I just kind of got lucky with the way I stamped mine, because I knew I wanted to get possibly 6 cards out of this. So I stamped these big ones kind of that way, you know, so I knew I would get that. And you can do that, or you can kind of just try to measure it out and figure out what your measurement needs to be. So this, you know, 11, and if you want to divide 11 by 3, I'm sure it's not an even number. So 3, 6, so like 4 would be too much, because 4 times 3 would be 12. So let's say 3 and a half, and 3 and a half is 7, and that would be 10 and a half. Yeah, so let's say 3 and a half, 3 and a half this way. And if you want to do 2 and 2 this direction, it would be at 4 1/4. The thing is, though, I want to make them smaller than that. The 3 and a half is good, but I don't want... I want this piece, the piece of paper, to be no larger than 3 3/4 by 5. Yeah. So I guess that would work. Let's see. Is that right? I think that's right. So what you can do, you could score this. Go ahead and score this. I haven't done it this way in a long time. Like I said, I usually just kind of eyeball it and hope for the best. So let's start with the 4 1/4 long ways. We'll score it, because that's half of 8 1/2 is 4 1/4. So I'm going to score it. Hey, Sophie. And then I believe I said we'll go 3 1/2 this direction. 3 1/2. Let me pull my arm out here. And another 3 1/2 would take it out to 7. 3 1/2, 4 1/2, 5 1/2, 6, yeah, 7. Whoops, get that cutting blade out of there. Don't want to do that. And then 10 1/2. And that would leave a 1/2 inch on the edge here. Oops. I'll just cut it. Okay. So if you want to have a focal point kind of in the center of each one, then you've got your little lines here to help you with that. Okay. Now, on my original card, I used Poppy Parade, but I think I'm going to go back to Cherry and use Cherry Cobbler. And then, all right, so I'm going to pull this right here. There's my new host code, by the way. If you order less than $150 through my store, you can search for me on the website at type in my name, Kim O'Brien or Kimberly O'Brien, to find me. And if you want to shop in my store, that would be awesome. And if you spend less than $150, please use that host code, because then I can use that the extras money or whatever to buy gifts to give away. Okay, so the way I did this was I first used my crushed curry. I believe that's the color I used. I might have used something different, but I'm going with crushed curry this time. So I'm gonna ink it up really good with the crushed curry, and since it's such a large stamp, I'm gonna take the ink to the pad, and then I'm gonna use my cherry cobbler, and I'm gonna take a sponge dauber, and I checked it. It's kind of got some red on it already. It's probably not cherry cobbler, but it's close enough. And I'm gonna just use my sponge dauber and get just little certain spots on my stamp. And then usually it helps to go and like huff some hot air on there. I'll make sure a cat hadn't moved my board. Okay, I wasn't really paying that much attention to what my kitties were doing. I know they walked through here, but, and then I'm gonna try to do it so I stay within my little lines in there somewhere. And hopefully I did. And we'll go down with it. And I don't want them to all be exactly the same, so I will change the way I put it down each time. Yeah, I'm looking for my lines. They're good. Okay, and I'm not stamping it off or anything or cleaning it. I'm just going at it because most of the ink came off when I stamped it down, so I'm not really concerned about transferring ink. I mean, some people would be really, really picky about that and do wipe off their thing every time, but for this I have not, and I'm not concerned, honestly. And I don't want it to look too much like a sponge dauber, like a circle, so I try to, like, that's a lot of a circle right there. So I forgot about checking that before I did it, but I think I did a better job with this one. All right, and let's see. Do this one this way. Sorry if I'm getting my head in the way. I'm leaning over to make sure I can see where I'm putting it. And just holding it down there for a minute, make sure my ink transfer. And I forgot to do the huff of breath on this one, so let's see if it made a difference. It still turned out fine, good. And I don't see anything that looks too much like a sponge dauber circle on that one, so that's good. Actually, that one came out a little darker, probably because I held it down there a little bit longer. Now, I am going to take my white, because I just noticed that I've gotten some ink on the edge of my block a little bit. She's like, one kitty's not wanting to settle down. She's being good, but she's just not sure where she wants to be. I'm going to kind of get the ink off the edges of the block a little bit there. All right, so let's go again. Now I need to slide this over. I'm going to, so I can keep it on my foam mat there. How you doing there, little Sophie? My little girl. She's so sweet. She's a sweet kitty. Yes, she is. And, oh, and I need to use my sponge dauber. Don't forget to do that, Kim. It's going to look too much like a... Get some more. Be careful not to look like a sponge dauber circle. You don't need to play with my... Don't play with that, darling. It's already tearing up. Get my charger. I don't want to play with that. Don't need you playing with my charger, baby. That would not be, that's not good. Sorry if my head's blocking it, y'all. I'll get my head out of the way here in a sec. What you doing? All right. I think I huffed on that one. Don't remember. Distracted by the kitties. All right, let's pull that one up. There we go. I'll turn my paper around. Do 3 more. I really don't know how many cards she needs, but I do have that other one. I don't know. I kind of feel like I need to do 2 pages, but I don't know that I want to do 2 pages tonight while I'm on my my video. So I'll probably just do one page, and then I'll do another one later for her. She's gonna, I hope she's gonna get to come visit next weekend. Her husband's not been feeling well, so hopefully he's gonna be okay and they can still come for a visit next week. And they're getting ready to have their 15th wedding anniversary, and they had planned a cruise, and I hope they still get to go on their cruise. I'm a little concerned right now about that. It seems like she told me they got the insurance. I hope they did. Hope they did. Here we go. All right, a couple more here. Running into each other a little bit, but I think it'll be all right. Here we go. Let's get on there again. I'm gonna double check my camera again. Just like to do it every now and again. All right, and this will be the last big leaf. Now, any stamps that you have that are what they call distinctive stamp sets, which this one is not, but it works too. I don't think they call this one a distinctive. No, they're not calling this one a distinctive, but there are stamp sets that are called distinctive stamp sets, and those work really well for this idea of making your own designer paper. And I love doing that, making my own. But then I go and buy all the paper anyway. But yeah, I really like making my own designer paper. I think it adds an element to your cards that, of course, nobody else is going to have, because they're not going to do theirs just like you. Even if they do their own paper, theirs is not going to be just like yours, you know. So I really like doing this. Okay, hopefully that one turned out okay. It did. And some of them have a little bit bolder bits of the red, but you know, that's okay. I'm gonna close up my golden color here. Now I'm gonna use, I think I'm gonna add I think I'm gonna grab, so this is the Lost Lagoon, but I think I'm also gonna grab the peacock, the pretty peacock, for a second color on this. Let's see. Get me another sponge dauber, excuse me. I have to reach over to get my colors. So I'm in my new craft room. I'm not totally settled into my new craft room, but I'm in my new craft room. And the desk that I'm working in is much larger. It's longer and it's a lot deeper. I have to reach further to grab my inks and stuff, so I'm having to stand up to get them, but that's okay because it allows me more working space, which has been nice. The little bit I've been working in here, I do notice a difference in my working space being larger. So what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to take the pretty peacock and add some of it to this. And actually, I think I'm going to stamp it over here onto the side. I'm curious how it's going to look first before I use it. Now, I don't have a sponge under there, but let's see how it turns out. Not really a whole lot of difference. So on the ones on here, it looks like I used a red of some sort. And I'm not 100% sure I like that. I'll try, how about I'll try the golden color. Let's stick to the light. Let's stick to the Lost Lagoon. Let me find a sponge dauber that's a lighter color. See if I have one in here. These are ones I need to wash. I don't see a gold one. Let me see. This one doesn't look like it's real dirty though. I think this one will work. There's that one. I need to wash my daubers or get some new ones or something. And these drawers, I need to figure out a way to make these drawers easier to open and close. Like this is a solid oak desk. It's solid wood. My husband picked this out before he passed away. I mean, it was several years. We had it for a long time before he passed away. But at first I thought about getting rid of it, but then I realized how much more workspace I had. I decided to keep it, but I've got to do something about these. The drawers are so hard to open and close. It seems like somebody told me to put wax on them. So I need to try that, I guess. Let's see how this looks. Maybe I'll like this better. Yeah, I kind of like that. I think I'm going to do that. All right, so first I'll put it in the Lost Lagoon. It kind of gives adds another greenish shade to it, really. Woo, don't do that, Kim. Lost Lagoon. And then add some of this, what did I say this was called? It's crushed curry. Okay. And let's see, where do I want to put it? I'll put it right here. So again, I got to think about where these lines are so I can get some on, you know, so it'll show up on different cards or whatever. Right, here we go. Let's see. I feel like I need to put that paper under here too, so it doesn't get all over my sponge. Okay. So today I had hoped to go to the pool, swimming pool. It didn't warm up quite as much as I thought it was going to. And I was cold all day. I just couldn't bring myself to go. Watch out, baby. No, no, no. Whew, about lost my drink. All right, Abby, go get in the box. I just could not get myself to go. I didn't do, and I pretty much didn't do anything today. So it was kind of sad that I didn't get anything done, but the pool open tomorrow. It opens at 1 on Sunday. So, and I wouldn't go before 1 anyway. Not with it as chilly as it's been. So I'm going to try again tomorrow. Hopefully, is this the one I was using? No, this is the one I'm using. I think I stuck the wrong one in there. Ivy, you need to go sit down somewhere, honey. Go on. You go sit down. Go get in a box. Get in one of the boxes, darling. I'm getting one of the boxes. Because now, yes, I am getting a little bit of that color in my yellow, which is, I might have to go try to clean that up a little bit. I will have to go try to clean that up a little bit, for sure. Okay, here we go. My hands are bothering me today too, pretty bad. And I realized I have some like compression gloves that I've been trying to wear in the mornings when it's cooler. But because I was at home all morning, it didn't occur to me to put them on, so I didn't. And now they're bothering me. The arthritis in my hands has been bothering me a lot lately. Not just since it's gotten cold, they were already bothering me. And that my shoulder's getting worse too. And I don't know what to do about my shoulder. So what was it, been 3 years ago? I think it was 3 years ago that I had rotator cuff surgery. I had injured my shoulder. Yeah, I injured it in 2020. I didn't have the surgery until late 2021. It took a whole year to recover from that surgery. Let me just say, it is not a pleasant recovery process. And I re-injured it this summer working in my parents' yard. I should have known better what I was doing, but you know, I felt it when it happened. I'm like, oh, that did not feel good. And I don't have I didn't have insurance. I could have had insurance. I could have paid for the Cobra at like $1,200 a month or something ridiculous. I had gone and had the MRIs and all that stuff, but I would have been having to pay for that for however many months it took to get approval to get the surgery done, or if assuming it needs surgery again, which I don't know. I've been trying to do self-therapy, but I couldn't like do total rest. I won't ever finish my projects if I go to total rest. I've got stuff I got to finish, so I was using it. Been using it still and hadn't quit using it. I mean, I've had some rest time from it, but anyway, but I'm trying to do some self-therapy. I mean, I know what the therapy is, but it's really, really painful. And some days are more painful than others. I went to my exercise class yesterday, and I try to limit what I do with it, but I may have overdone it a little bit in exercise class yesterday. I don't know. I just don't know. Anyway. But I've been down and out. So that's why I'm doing a lot of crafting this week and this weekend, because this weekend I was supposed to get to go away for the weekend to Lake Lure, and of course Lake Lure had hit really bad with the floods, and they're not letting anybody in unless you're a homeowner. And I mean, my brother's a homeowner, but you know, I wouldn't be allowed in, just with me and my family and friends that I was inviting to go spend the weekend with me. So I kind of been bummed out that I didn't get to do that. And then there was something else I was like, oh, I'd like to do this weekend. It was something I could have done. It wasn't terribly expensive, and I had a coupon to go get a free pizza. And of course, nobody's available to go do it with me. So I didn't really get to do what I wanted to do today either. So I was kind of sad about that. So I'm in here trying to feel better and doing some crafting. It usually makes me feel better. All right, so that's where I am. I think I'm gonna do these two right here. I'm trying not to go over my other items as much as possible. That was pretty good. And I think we'll get one more right here. I'm really kind of liking that look of that. I'll just have to clean my pad a little bit here. All right, I'll get this one in right here. Should get quite a bit of it on there. All right, and then we have the two-step flower. So this flower is going to be too big to try to use on there. So again, I will use that one. I can use that one on the inside and on the envelope. And that's what I did with my other ones. I used it on the inside and on the envelope. And before I close this ink pad up, I'm going to try to get just a little bit of that green out of there. I was trying to, when I realized it was getting on there, I tried to limit it to this one little section of the pad as best as possible so it wouldn't get in there too bad. So I think that's already much better. Well, hopefully the cat won't grab that out of the trash can and drag that ink all over the place. So now we're going to be doing the cherry cobbler. And I need to experiment again because I didn't use the cherry cobbler when I did this last time. So what you do first, so there's two different stamps. There's an outline stamp and then there's the filler stamp. So the filler stamp needs to be a lighter color. So here's what we'll do. We'll take the filler stamp, put the ink on there, and you stamp it off, and then you stamp it again. And then you take the outline stamp, and you want it to be good and full. And my head might block for a second because I gotta try to line this up. I'm sorry. It's just really hard to see. And then you put it on top. It might be better for me to stamp this one first. Let me try that. But even if they don't line up perfectly, it really doesn't bother me that much. And so then we do this one, and you have to stamp off first, and then you put it on there. There you go. I think it works better to do the outline first. So that's how that's gonna look. So let me do these, and we're gonna do, I said to do the outline first, right? Yes. So I'm gonna start with outline, which I believe is this one. Yes. And I will stamp it in a variety of places on here. Do it this way. And I want it to turn different directions. I don't want them all going the same way. And they might cross over to the different, sides. And see, if I get an opportunity to do this, I will do this. So I had room to do that there. There's not always space to do that, but if there is, I do like to do it. I'm going to do this one like, so I have one going both directions there. I'm starting to get a lot of red on my edges. And if I push my stamp the wrong way, that's going to come off on my card. And so I'm going to pull out a baby wipe here and kind of clean my edges a little bit, just in case. I'll probably get more on there again anyway, but it helps a little bit, I think. Get a sip of a drink. And double check my camera. Make sure I'm in view. I think I'm staying in view pretty good. I'll move those. I'm gonna accidentally get some ink on my page that doesn't belong. some of that corner ink again. All right, let's see. I'll get one right here. I'm just looking to see where I have them and in the different quadrants. I'm gonna stick one right here. And then sometimes when you cut them, you might realize you need something else. But I think what I'm gonna do, I might add another stamp that's like a tiny stamp of some sort. I might do that. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is I gotta do the stamping off, and I've got to stamp do my fill-ins now. So I'm gonna stamp off. And I'm sorry if I block the screen, but I want to try to line those up as best as possible. Stamp off. Okay. Stamp off. Stamp off. Get some of my edges again. Get the red off the edges of my stamp. Here we go. All right. Still got several to do here. And remember to stamp off. It wasn't lined up great, but it's okay. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect because again, this is your handmade paper, and it's meant to be unique. It's one of the reasons I love it so much, is because nobody else is going to have a card quite like mine. I mean, you could do this idea, and you could use the same colors, but yours is still going to look different than mine. They will not be the same. You can try, but they will not be the same. Okay, they'll be similar. And you might get to working with yours, and you might decide that you want to use a different color somewhere. Or instead of that green, you might go back and use, instead of the yellow, you might decide you want to use the pink. I mean, use the red, or go with even a totally different green, something darker, you know. So we all have our own ways and ideas, and you know. And of course, it wouldn't bother me a bit if you use my idea. I'd be honored, especially if you mention that you got the idea from me. That's awesome. Although making your own designer paper is nothing new, but this combination of paper and colors is you know, kind of what I came up with. But I'm sure somebody else has done something Probably almost just like it. So, you know, a lot of people out there. I'm not sure I stamped that one off. Okay, I need to turn again here. I think I just have 2 more. It needs to kind of be turned this way. I have to lean way over to reach these. Okay. This one over like this. I got off on that one, but that's okay. All right, so there we are so far. I'm really liking the way it's looking, but I want to do something else. I think, look at my, get that close. Let's see, let me look at my other stamp sets for a second. I'm gonna pull out, don't want to use that. Well, dots are always good, but there was dots in that other one. Let me look again. Let's see, labeled with love. It's an online exclusive. No, let me see. I had used this texture, these texture ones on my other one here. And then I asked a couple people about it, and they thought it was too much. I'm not going to totally rule it out, though, but I'm wanting something tiny. All right, bear with me a minute. I'm looking through my stuff here. What about a flower? I don't know if this is still enacted. I haven't marked this one. I don't know if this is still a current set or not. Most of my sets I've marked, but I have not marked this one. Let me pull out this Wild Ferns. Now, I think this Wild Ferns might be a distinctive. No. And it doesn't have anything teeny tiny, but that's pretty. I haven't used it yet. Let's look at Regal Flora. So this is distinctive. I need to do this. This came out of the, this is in the mini catalog right now. I need to do a page with that, with this one. I know I found something little. I can't figure out what it is. Okay. All right, I have a, all right, let me try something else. All right, let's put up, I'm gonna leave that one on top because I want to do something with it. All right. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go back over here, go off on a, sorry about leaning into the picture there, y'all. I'm gonna make sure I hadn't hit it, knocked it out of whack. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the heart. I'm gonna do the little heart, but I think I'm gonna do it in an odd color because I don't want it to be. Star is also a possibility. I think I want the heart. I want the solid heart, and I don't think I want it red because the other small item is red. Ivy, honey, you can't be here, babe. No, you can't be here. Nope. What color should I use, Ivy? Let's see. What color would we use? What color? Where's my new colors? They're up there somewhere. Okay, yeah, maybe I could pull in one of these new colors. I don't know about that pink though. I don't know that I want the pink. Maybe one of those greens. Let's see. Let's see how the new, because we've got Shy Shamrock, Summer Splash, Oh, that peach pie. Maybe the peach pie. All right, let's try a few different colors. And then the pink. And then what's the other new color? Pretty and pink. Oh, it's the berry. Oh, it's over at my mom's house. I've got that color at her house, so I'm not going to be using that one. All right, watch out, baby. I need you to move now, okay? You can go get in the box. Go get in the box. That's a good girl. Good girl, Ivy. Get in the box. Good girl. Oh, I wonder how the peach, if it's going to be enough contrast. Ivy. Nope. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp it on this little tiny strip right here a couple of times. And it might, ooh, I actually might like this. Huh. I think that'll work, but let me try one of these other colors just in case. I'm gonna wipe that off. Let's try, I'm gonna look at the Shy Shamrock. Okay. Oh, that would be good too. I actually think I like that. I think I'm gonna go with the Shy Shamrock, but I need to move it before the cat gets all in it. No, no, no! She's got all kinds of color on her feet. Oh no, Ivy. Honey, you got colors on your feet and it's gonna get on my stuff. All right, let me move this, okay? Make sure we're not getting, yeah, I've wanted to put your paw prints on stuff on purpose. Okay, do you want to play with this? You want to play with this little strip of paper? Would you like this? You want to come get it? Come get it. Come on. You gonna get it? Go get it, Abby. Come on. Come on, Abby. You want it? Come on. Go get it. Go get it. There you go. It's like a airplane thingy. Okay. I really like the way that Shy Shamrock looks. It's a nice little contrast. So now we're just going to stamp little hearts all over the page. Again, they can go different directions. Just looking to see if I need to put them anywhere else. I'm kind of tempted to come in here and put them in the leaves like that a little bit. I think I am. I think I like that because it seems like a lot of open space in there. So I think I like this on those in that spot. trying to see if there's any other spots that might need one. It actually looks okay going over some of the green, because it goes over it well enough that it still shows up pretty good. Okay, I think I'm gonna stop with this. Now I could add some dots or something, but I think I'm not. I think I'm gonna just stop right here and cut my pieces down, and then we'll figure out what colors of cardstock I want to use to back it and all that stuff. Let me check my time. Yeah, let me just do that, and we'll figure out our colors, and then I'll come back and do another video to finish up the cards. I'm gonna move my inks out of the way, my pads, and let's get my cutting blade here. So these were cut, I believe, at 3.5, or scored at 3.5 rather, going this way. Oh, let me do my 4 1/4 first. Let's do the 4 1/4. Cut it at 4 1/4. Yep. Okay. All right, and then 3.5. I think that's what I did. I did 3.5. Yep. 3.5. 3.5. Do these at 3.5. Whoops. 3.5. Now, let's see. I'm gonna move behind me. I gotta go back here to pick out some papers. Let's see. I want to try cherry cobbler, I believe. Let's pull that out. Let's pull out the Lost Lagoon. We'll pull out the peacock, even though I didn't use it. Crushed curry. What else did I use over there? I don't think I want to use the Shine Shamrock because I'm just using it more like an accent color. So I used crushed curry and cherry cobbler, Lost Lagoon. Those were my 3 main colors, I believe, because I ended up not using the pretty peacock. Okay, and I didn't use the Poppy Parade either, so I used these colors, and then I added in the Shy Shamrock. Those were the colors I used. So, and that's kind of interesting. All right. So, let me cut. I'm going to just cut them in half. Cut a piece of cherry cobbler in half. Like it would be a card base, possibly. So we'll cut it at 5.5. Alright. And we'll cut a piece of Lost Lagoon. 5.5. And we'll do a piece of pretty peacock. Although I have lots of scraps of it already, so let me see. I might already have one. That's close enough. That's enough for me to check my color. Anyway. And this might be too. Let's see. Yeah, and I'll cut one of these. Let's cut one of these. Whoops. All right. Now, we can play with the colors here and see what we like. And there's always a possibility to pull back in the vanilla. We don't have a vanilla thick anymore, I don't believe. I'm thinking I'm gonna want this cherry cobbler here to get the pop, to get it to pop. And then maybe the Lost Lagoon. I think that's too much. I don't like that. What about the peacock? Peacock's pretty. Or what if I just do it on the berry vanilla? Just do that? I don't like that either. I feel like I need something else. Now what I could do, I still have to put my sentiment, and I could use like this to background the sentiment. I think I like that the best, but I'm going to play with it some more, a couple of ideas, and when I get it all figured out, I will come back and let you know what I'm working on. If you have any suggestions and you would like to put that in the comments, that would be great. You can put some suggestions in the comments if you have ideas for the colors. And for the heck of it, I'll probably pull out the Shy Shamrock and see how it looks as well. So anyway, appreciate you stopping by and looking at my video. I appreciate a thumbs up and comments. Like I said, let me know how you like the card, what you think about the color combinations. If you have any suggestions for matting this, or adding in any additional colors, I would appreciate any of the suggestions that you might have. And I hope you all have a great evening. And we'll come back and do a part 2 on this one later. Again, thumbs up. Thanks so much. Have a good night and God bless.